Three, two, one. It's the end of the year. Another 12 months has gone by. And then within this 12 months, I sit here with my cameraman and I ask myself, and I'm sure you guys are probably going to ask yourself the same thing. What have we achieved in the last 12 months? It sucks. And you know what sucks? Is the ability that month after month, year after year, we cycle and we get to a point where we don't really achieve what we need to achieve. And this video is for you, for those people that are sick and tired of going through YouTube, watching countless videos of, hey, I made 100 grand, hey, I made this. And then at the end, they just, basically get you to buy a course. And I'm sick and tired of that bullshit. And I want to highlight a few elements before you even start making money. What the big transition is that you need to make as an individual to get your shit in order and start moving and pegging your way through life. How many countless videos do you find you get overstimulated? And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You got investments, you've got crypto, you've got e-com, but the borderline is you can do well on those things, but you will never do as good as you need to, or even start if your mindset is not right. And that's the focus point of today. My videos that I want to start doing is to highlight what we need to do and what you need to be thinking. And I'm going to go through some typical insecurities that typically have impacted me, as well as many people around the world globally. Here's some of them. Number one is your flipping insecurity about yourself. Let me highlight to you, the best thing that you can be in your life is yourself. There is never going to be any other person apart from you. Do you know that our fingertips that we have cannot be replicated? Every individual in the world has their own signature. That is like your own brand image. That's like your personal image that can never be replicated. And that's the best thing, the authenticity. And before I shot this video, I was like, hey, what am I going to shoot this video about? But I realized the best element is yourself. The insecurity of not accepting who you are, what your values are, and your story. If you feel shy about any aspect of that, don't worry. I personally feel like that, and loads of people feel like that as well. The biggest thing to do is accept all the fucked up shit about yourself and appreciate it with a smile, because that's the beauty of who you are. There's people that are tall, there's people that are short, there's people that are ugly, there's people that are, it is what it is. You've got dealt cards in life and you've got to figure out what cards you're gonna play. It's not a question of, can I pull another card? You can't. If you're short, you're short. That's it. That is the bottom line. What else are you gonna do? If you're tall and lanky as shit, guess what? Become a basketball player, right? Figure something out. And that's what a lot of the time people do. They look at other people and think, he's got this or he's got that. That's their cards that they've been dealt with and they're playing them well. That's why you're observing them. That's why you're observing me. You're observing me because I've got cards that I'm playing. The cards that I have is I can speak well. Have somewhat of a philosophy that I've been studying over the years. I've got somewhat of success. And now I'm on camera sharing that with you. And it's the end of the year. And inshallah, God willing, you're going to have another 12 months. And today on this video that you guys are watching, you need to really think deeply about your life. This is a very intimate conversation that I'm having with the hope that I'm not here to motivate you, by the way. I don't believe in motivation. I think it's absolute bollocks and bullshit. Motivation to me has never done anything. And I'll explain why. It's like a hot bath. When you get into a hot bath, it's nice, it's cozy, it's warm. Then you get out and it's cold and you realize, shit, you can't live in the bath. And the same way you can't live off motivation. You need to be fired up, you need to be excited, you need to have purpose, and you need to have a vision as to what you want to do. How do you connect the two? First element that I want to share with you guys is self-acceptance. This is perhaps one of the most challenging things that people have, and I'll explain why it's such a big challenge. Majority of the time, there is so much going on social media, people flaunting what they have, the lifestyle that they have, and we get caught into a bubble of he has, she has. And as a result, you walk away waking up every single day and it makes your life seem so worthless and so insignificant. The reality is, what you're seeing is only the tip of what people want to show you. Hopefully on this channel, in the coming videos that I want to share about, is blowing all of this bullshit and giving it to you on a beautiful platter for you to consume and you to elevate yourself. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, and I am proud of that. And what I want to share, and I want to use the analogy of Dragon Ball Z, is Goku, for him to go to Super Saiyan, he didn't even know what Super Saiyan is. In order for him to get to that position, he had to go through so many challenges and so many bosses, etc., to get to the level of becoming Super Saiyan. And that's the problem with us, is we don't know that we are Super Saiyans in our very own right. It's not a question, you don't need to be on camera, but you can absolutely smash what you need to do by understanding and accepting who you are as a person, what cards you have, and playing those. You know, recently off camera, I had a very interesting conversation, and we just had like an epiphany moment. And my challenge was the stagnation of the insecurities that people potentially have of myself, friends, etc. But when you understand, and this is perhaps the most powerful statement that will get you to do everything that you ever want to do, and here it's coming right now. Might seem very dark and very cynical, but it's an absolute beautiful reality, and that is, we are all going to die. Literally. Like, for me, I don't get this thing where in my head 30 years, 40 years, you might be next week. It's not what you do, it's how you live your life. And I feel like right now there is a time bomb. You are not going to come out of this, you know, alive. So you might as well become the best version of yourself. You might as well do the thing that you're scared to do, because everyone's getting on with their own shit. Nobody really cares about you or me. Everyone's focused on their own shit. And that's the message that I'm going to deliver to you. So if you're watching this, wherever you are in the world, there is an element of you that needs to be woken up with the truth, and the ego must be destroyed. How do you destroy the ego? The ego is always putting up walls. It's always putting up shields. It's always making you conscious about things that are really, really irrelevant. It's almost as a survival mechanism for your mind to position you to ensure that you are comfortable, you know, and then you have a confirmation bias. Confirmation bias, as you know, is you have potential thoughts that you believe are true, and you look at them through different signals across the world in your day-to-day interactions throughout your consciousness. You are focusing heavily on these confirmation biases, and you are in a loop, what I call a loop. You are technically on a roundabout, and you are observing your thoughts and validating those thoughts, and you are not going in any particular direction. So in reality, the biggest issue that you have is yourself. And in order to break that, you need to get on a particular road and just hit the road, because you know being on that roundabout of confirmation bias is frustrating. It's annoying. It's another year. It's another year of bullshit. It's another year of you not doing your goals and accomplishment and staying on there. And as a result, you are the biggest self-sabotage of your life. And that is the message and the key component of this video. To number one, acknowledge yourself. What are you flipping good at? What are you not good at? And then identifying how you are going to transition and make a big change in your life. So it's another year. It's another reason for you to get up and make a decision to get off that roundabout. So that's the first element. The second element that I want to talk about is positioning yourself with what you're good at. Most of the time, people try and do things that they're not good at. Let me give you an example. Somebody, and I'm not saying this to put somebody off. Okay, this might be one of your dreams. It's fine. Okay, but you have to also be realistic as well. If you have dyslexia, I wouldn't recommend you cultivating and writing a book when you can sprint and you're a fast runner. You do some crazy sprints at 100 meters, right? And you're very fast, and you have dyslexia. And you're like, right, I want to go and teach. Do you know how much flipping coursework and tests that you have to do to get it right? Do you see what I'm saying? You have to really pick something that you're good at. Forget the belief that, oh, do what you love, you know, go and paint some images and whatever. I'm not saying like don't do that. If you're good at it, go at it and monetize it. And that is the irony that a lot of bullshit is out there on the internet. It's like, go and do what you love. Do what you are good at. What can you do? What can you go and generate revenue from? What can you do to go and pick yourself up and make dosh with? By most importantly, bringing value to the marketplace. That is the most complete thing. Most people feel like they're going to make money off thin air. There's a market, there's a problem, and there's a solution. And you need to solve somebody's problems. So that's the first element. Okay, we talked about accepting yourself. Number 2 is understanding to get off the roundabout and deciding something that you have to do. When you decide what you want to do, have a game plan, have a general structure. Don't flip and overthink. Okay, we know from experience, overthinking is bollocks. It's another issue that most people have, is they overthink everything. I need it to be like this, or I need this to be like this. I have an issue where I just go for it like a shotgun, double barrel shotgun, literally. And the key element is finding the balance between the two. Don't be so over planning to the T, because you can't plan tomorrow, you can't plan next week. It's up to God. God knows exactly how it's going to happen. They can't predict the weather to the degree that they think they can do, right? There's certain signals that you can see, but a lot of things are unknown. Have a plan. Increase your vibrations, okay? There is a metaphysical world. You must be in complete delusion to assume that we are living in a one-dimensional reality. We live in flesh, which has a soul, which has a dimension that you visibly can't see. So as well as getting yourself out of bullshit, you need to pump up and get your vibrations to a good, higher vibration. You see this across all religious books, different philosophies, they call it different things. There's, in Hinduism, they call it chakras. In a variety of different religions, they call it chi. Bottom line is, if you increase your vibrations and you have higher vibrations, you can position yourself to become a better version of yourself. As of now, I know that the friend that you have who might be drinking too much, or the person who's smoking, doing low vibration shit, is not going to get you to where you need to be. And that's my next point that I want to bring up, is it's the end of the year. You need to look at where you've spent your time. Most importantly, who have you spent your time with? The law of averages. Okay? There's also the law of association. Who do I associate myself with? If there are 4 drug dealers and they are my friends because we grew up in the same neighborhood or the same ends, if you're from the UK, and you're the 5th person, do you think that as a matter of time you will somehow be any different? You think that they won't have an influence? You don't need those people in your life. You need to be very selective who you spend your time with, because who you spend your time is the same vibration that you're going to share your time with. If you spend your time with broke people, low vibrations, who focus on low vibration activities, you will have low vibration results. If you spend time with people that work out, who study, who improve themselves, who get up and make shit happen, high vibration people, you will be the 5th vibrational person within your group. So that's another reflection for this year. Who have you spent your time with? For me personally, would rather spend and be a lone wolf than spend my time with low vibrational people and be that 5th person. Because at least I can be of a different vibration. And that's another video in of itself. We'll talk about vibrations, we'll dive into it. But for now, I want you to answer these questions as I'm directing them to you, okay? I'm not sharing this information because I'm better than you. I'm sharing this because I've experienced this. And my experiences is what I'm trying to share with you to help you position yourself to be in a better spot. I have a friend. And this friend that I've had has an issue in smoking, okay? And the irony is, they don't see themselves addicted to it. And months pass by, years have passed by, and the person is still in denial. And if there's one thing in life that I've learned, is maybe you can bullshit somebody else, right? You can bullshit somebody else. You can never bullshit yourself. Are you living in denial? Do you feel and do you think that what you are doing today, right now, sat watching this, wherever you are, that you are living your absolute truth? Hear me out. Do you feel an element of frustration that you're frustrated, you're not where you want to be in your life? Do you feel that somehow, for some reason, you wake up and you feel like, this is not what I should be doing, I shouldn't be on this train, I shouldn't be on this bus? Or you hang around with a couple of people and you're in a club or in a party and you're just sitting there looking at people and being like, man, these people are absolute jokers, absolutely whack. What am I doing here? If you feel that way, my friend, your direction should be somewhere else. That is your intuition. And by the way, scientifically proven, intuition is linked to your brain, and your gut feeling is an actually true thing. Okay? So, figure out the year. How has it gone for you? Got a couple of days until the new year. You need to level up. You need to become a super saiyan. And you need to level up through your vibrations and following these points that I've shared with you. And hopefully, by the start of the new year, inshallah, you can be in a much better spot, because by 2025, make sure you subscribe. This channel we're going to push out a lot of content, a lot of value. We're going to highlight a lot of insecurities, challenges that people go through from young all the way upwards. And we're going to break every single one of them. Okay? So, hope you guys have gained value from this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.